Right over the top of the line. You did it, dude. Get that. That was close. That was hella close. Got me. You're late. Hollywood. Ever closest? Said I got from out there. That's what said 2v3. Thought you had me. Go. Get down. This. Good shot. It's muffin time. Hey, I seen why God wasn't gonna say shit, though. I wasn't gonna say nothing about it. I can't remember the bottle. I ain't even see it. Unless you, man, you probably got that one out the fridge, huh? I'm gonna say I had put two of them in there. Nice save. Oh! Oh! Look how it landed, man. I was going straight to that bitch too. This me tap the side. Come on, mother. Oh my God. I thought he hit that motherfucker too. I thought it was overtime. Who hit that? What was that? Cut him off, cut him off. Oh, nice. Oh my God. These threes a motherfucker, man. They're different. Oh, I'm gonna get this. I don't know if they're in this tennis, but that's more like chaos, I guess. But it's not exactly. Think it's been halftime yet? No.
Tight. An incredible.
Started the third quarter. They get the ball first half anyway. Yeah, I mean, we got the ball first half. Packers gonna get it. Yeah. Shit. That was a good ass hit. That's better than I thought it was going to be. Was it worth it? Yeah, it was worth it. I thought you had to do I got it. Get your ass in there. Fuck. Oh, hottie toddy? I thought it was like, well, you don't got it. I got it. I couldn't even tell. What is he doing? Hottie toddy, what are you doing? Hottie toddy, dude. I ain't got it. Good shot, boy. Had one boost, nigga. One of them all. They ain't even no assist, bro. Why not? If that was assist, I don't know what it is. I thought you hit it. I did. I was saying. Come on, hottie toddy. It ain't hottie toddy.
I'm just gonna hit my motherfucking boost.
Oops, that's why you run the ball. I know it. Shit. Fuck, okay. I can finish that, bro. I thought I was going in the first time, actually. You're hottie toddy. Who the fuck is hottie toddy, man? You said hottie toddy, I'm not gonna say it. Ooh. Where the fuck? Just need to smoke on the block. Look at how it's tied. Fuck you up. It's gonna hit the wall. I can't see shit, man. Wow.
Nice.
Wish I would got a side view of him. Oh shit, I thought this was it. Damn. I just slow that shit down. Look at this nigga, man. I just told him to slow that shit down. Tired of shit. Tired of shit.
Man, how's you be?
Bro.
Shoot.
Fucking A, man. Come on, hide it, hide it. Good shit, boys. Oh, shit, all right. Somebody get around, get around, get around. Come on, hide it, hide it.
Good hit, boy. Ah. Oh, fuck.
What is he doing? Boy, you suck, boy. You trash, boy. Boy, you so trash, boy. Boy, you so boy. 4-feet crowd.
That nigga ravioli me, man. Trash. Put trash on him.
Coverage and starts to work the middle, but when he comes back to that deep crosser, Church falls underneath the route, and that's just simply Aaron Rodgers being confused by the pre-snap coverage look. I'm not reading it through.
That was a 25-yard carry by Ezekiel Elliott. It's the first time this year they've allowed a 20-yard run.
Yeah, this is, on that particular play, we've seen some missed throws where he's been a little off. You know, heck, having said that, he completed 68% there in the first half of this game. But on that play there, just once the ball was snapped, not really recognizing what was happening and completely lost sight of the safety, Barry Church. Look at this defense right now for the Packers, 17-6 ball game. Momentum clearly changed at the end of that half. They got a chance to blow this thing open.
Under 9 to go in the hands of Beasley. And he has a first down and then some inside the 20, the 10, and down to the 7-yard line. What an outstanding block, a couple of them, by Witten and Terrence Williams.
It's like Dak Prescott said, you said it earlier, that Cole Beasley, he's just simply a guy who makes plays, and this is basically an extension of the run game. Wide receiver screen, athletic lineman, they get him out in front, and a nice pickup for the Cowboys. Tyron Smith showing his athleticism, and he's missed a couple games. Heck, he's been playing with a bulging disc in his back. They're slowing down there.
He was able to come back and play against the Bengals last week after missing 2 games. And here's Elliott. And he is spun down by Burnett inside the 5, 2nd and goal for Dallas.
You know, you go back to Cole Beasley, and a guy who's really having a career year to start this season, and heck, his career almost ended before it got started. He left in training camp, decided he didn't want to play football, and wasn't sure that it was something that he was enjoying, and the Cowboys let him go home and kind of give it some thought. He finally decided to come back and play, and I know that that was the best decision he's ever made, and the beneficiaries are the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, they have Elliott split to the left. Now he comes in the backfield. And they hand it to Ezekiel Elliott. The gain of a yard and a half.
Now we'll see what Dallas elects to do and whether they're going to put the ball in the air, or as we've seen already from Prescott, he's really dangerous in this part of the field, making a defense defend him as well. If they get out of those lanes and they don't contain, he's a guy who's certainly capable of tucking it and running with power.
Well, trips to the top of your screen, and now be joined making a quartet with Elliott up there. Look at that formation. They come back the other way and thrown behind Bryce Butler. I was very surprised that Cole Beasley left the field on that third down and goal. He had the touchdown reception inside the 5 in the first quarter.
Well, anytime a defense sees him on the sidelines, they're pretty happy about that. So one less guy that they have to worry about, a real threat. But Prescott, as they go 4 to one side, he had his guy. There was one of the 4 throws that we've seen from him in this ballgame.
That's a good stop, big stop for Green Bay. 22-yard field goal try, now not made. It is only attempt in the opening half. 2 on the day. 20-6, under 7 to go in the third.
Introducing the new Titan with America's best truck warranty. 5 years, 100,000 miles, bumper to bumper.
I will follow you. Ever since you touched my hand, I knew. I love you, I love you, I love you. Where you go, I'll follow, I'll follow, I'll follow. You'll always be my true love, my true love, my true love.
Viagra single packs, so guys with ED can take Viagra when they need it.
Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain or Adempas for pulmonary hypertension. Your blood pressure could drop to an unsafe level. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing.
Ask your doctor about Viagra single packs.
Nobody comes into this house without paying the price.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
Nobody comes into this house without paying the price.
More people save by combining their home and auto with State Farm to help life go right.
Chris Wallace moderates the final presidential debate Wednesday on Fox News Channel.
All right, still a long way to go. And a couple of touchdowns away are the Green Bay Packers with 6:58 to play in the third after the interception thrown by Rodgers turns into 3 for Dallas. Bailey spins it away. And down on a knee is Montgomery. We'll see if Rodgers and company can get it going.
Introducing the new Titan with America's best truck warranty. 5 years, 100,000 miles, bumper to bumper.
Alright, we're going to take you for the tour. First floor, bun. Second floor, 2 patties. Third floor, penthouse, 6 strips of bacon, sesame seed roof. Sunset.
Try the new bacon cake with a half pound of beef and 6 strips of crispy bacon. It's truly the bacon cake. Only at Burger King.
Alright, here we go. Hey, we're doing the wave! Take it off of me!
For 42 minutes, he's been trying to bring an entire stadium to its feet.
You missed it, buddy.
Why does he do it? For glory? Notoriety? We don't know. Frankly, we don't need to know. But much like this hero, Courtyard is all about the game.
Take it off of me. 1, 2, 3. Whoa! There's my guy. Yes. Go. Snacks? Yeah, man. Eat it up, and we're gonna burn it off doing the wave.
I'm Clay Matthews, and I'm good at football. And so is Verizon. Because now you can watch every live local game on your phone with NFL Mobile. Exclusively on Verizon. All without using your data. That's better than good. It's the best. And I'm the best. Watch live NFL games, NFL Red Zone, and more with NFL Mobile, all in HD, only on America's Best Network.
Today's game is sponsored by Verizon. Join the better network because better matters.
America's Game of the Week on Fox with Troy Aikman, Aaron Andrews, Tom Brenneman, our entire Fox crew from Lambeau Field in Green Bay. First down for Rodgers, who runs away from trouble, and he'll just tuck it away and run out of bounds after a gain of a yard on first down.
The Cowboys go to a single high safety. They drop the other guy down, and it's man-to-man, and you know, that's what Aaron Rodgers is looking at. There's just not a lot of separation at times for him to get the ball to somebody, and then he starts to feel some of that pressure. And so the timing of what you would like to have as a quarterback drop back ball comes out. You get off of that, and then you start trusting that things are going to come up the way that they're supposed to.
Second down, they give it to Aussie. He lost his footing, trying to cut it off to the inside. Causing the disruption again was Terrell McClain. I tell you what, it is infrequent for a long, long time when you come to Lambeau Field in Green Bay and hear boos from the crowd. This is unquestionably one of the most supportive fan base in any sport in the United States and all of North America. But clearly there is frustration in this building right now with this offense.
Well, there's definitely a lot of restlessness. They came here to celebrate Brett Favre, and this offense, they've been watching this for quite some time. It's been an offense going back to last year that has struggled more in recent games than when they played well.
Third down, big hit delivered by Lee, but able to hang on to the football is Davante Adams. And he's still down on the field. That is a first down catch. Goodness gracious, how do these guys do it?
Well, anytime you're running a slant route, there's Sean Lee once again coming from the inside, just like when he took out Morris Claiborne. And, you know, Davante Adams, you play wide receiver in this league and you run that slant, you know that there's potential to get hit like that. You just hope that he's okay. It was a tough catch and a tough hit by Sean Lee.
I'm sorry, Sergeant. I can't touch a gun.
I think this is cowardice. Why do you still here? You are free to run into battle without a weapon to protect yourself.
You better come home to me.
Fall back! Ross is still up there.
Please, Lord, help me get one more.
You've done more than any other man could have done. Hacksaw Ridge, rated R, in theaters November 4th.
It's game time, and you know what that means. It's time to grab a KFC $20 filler. Yeah! Now available with extra crispy tenders.
Hey, you wild.
Hey, I want crispy tenders.
You wild. Every time I see Bill Gibson, that's what I think of. I know every time you say his name, you say yeah.
Shift. Introducing the new Titan with America's best truck warranty. 5 years, 100,000 miles, bumper to bumper.
Enjoy your phone.
Me too. Alright, be cool. You got the amazing new iPhone 7 on the house by switching to AT&T. What? And you got unlimited data because you have DirecTV? Okay, just a few more steps.
Door!
It's cool.
Get the iPhone 7 on us and unlimited data when you switch to AT&T and have DirecTV.
Well, thank God, good news here. Davante Adams able to get up after taking this vicious hit once more from Lee. Lee's already KO'd one of his own teammates on a similar type route when he hit Morris Claiborne.
Yeah, not a vicious hit in terms of him leading with his helmet or anything like that. It's just that it was a a ball that was thrown high and the timing of it. Devontae Adams not able to protect himself, but I think Sean Lee did everything he could to try to hold up.
It was a first down reception, little delay to Montgomery. Aaron Andrews talked about before the game ever started that we might see Montgomery in the backfield. That's the 8th time he's been back there in formation today. He leads the team with 6 receptions.
Well, Aaron Rodgers was talking about him and thinks that maybe that would be his best position, is to put a tailback number on him so you can dictate personnel a little bit better.
They're looking for him again, and he has room to run. That's a first down, and he's able to break a tackle, pick up a couple of more yards into Dallas territory to the 45-yard line.
And the Packers, like the Cowboys, when they do these types of things, whether it's with Montgomery or Cobb, it's really more of an extension of their running game, just like running a sweep. But when Montgomery's in the backfield, I think they feel a little bit better about running him with the ball because he's much bigger than what Randall Cobb is and is more of a threat and can take some of the punishment as a running back.
First down out of the shotgun. And again, it will be Montgomery. And he has a first down and then some. The ball comes loose, but he's already out of bounds. And that's a first down to the Dallas 30. Tell you, this young fella Montgomery only played in 6 games last year before tearing up his ankle. He went on IR, and you may remember the 3 games before he got hurt, he had 2 touchdown receptions.
That's that option route of him out of the backfield. We see him running the swing. He runs the option route as well. And as long as they keep giving those throws to him, then Rodgers should just keep taking them.
Adams walking back to the Green Bay locker room. It's been a very quiet back-to-back week run for Jordy Nelson. You know, he's had a touchdown in each of the first 4 games so far this year, but only 4 catches against the Giants. His church is shaken up. It's been a very hard-hitting game. You could probably say that about every game, but there have been a lot of big hits so far in this one. Small screen, stadium-size content. Watch live local Sunday games on your smartphone with NFL Mobile.
Well, injuries taking a toll for both teams, and that's been the theme, really, for both of these clubs all season long. As I said, Mike McCarthy talked about what they've had to overcome with the various injuries, and then the Cowboys, you know, they've been able to play through them, but of course they lose Romo. They've been without Des Bryant. Their left tackle was out. Morris Claiborne now down in this ball game. And then you got Jeff Heath, who just comes in for Barry Church.
First down. Well, they set up the screen, but somebody didn't get to where they're supposed to be, and I think that was Montgomery. Now, either he got blown up on the play, or, you know, this is a good wide receiver. You're asking to be a running back.
Well, he's trying to get through the line, and you're going to see Malik Collins. He does a spin move there in the middle, and it's right where Ty Montgomery was trying to get through that little gap.
There is no foul for intentional grounding. Number 88 was in the area. Second down.
First time I've seen Rodgers smile. That's good to see. Maybe something good's about to happen.
And you know, look, we talked about the hot topic in Dallas, which we'll talk about again a little bit later on. Romo, Prescott, Romo, what do you do when that time comes? The hot topic of conversation, starting with week 1, in a narrow win down in Jacksonville, has been about this Packer offense. And Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers are getting a little testy about being asked about it. Here's Lacy. Again, jumps over a defender, but he's dragged down after a very short game. Well, you look at the first 4 games last year. Rodgers 72%. As opposed to 56%. 248 yards passing, under 220 this year. 11 touchdowns last year, no interceptions. 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions in the first 4 this year.
Seems like it all kind of got going. You know, of course, they lost Jordy Nelson, but remember, Mike McCarthy gave up play calling duties and then took them back, and they just have not been able to get back in sync.
Third down, all day to throw. And finds the open receiver. Now the spot's going to be critical here. I'm not sure Jeff Janis knew where he was on the field. He needed to get to the 21 for a first down, and let's see, right on it. And it is a first down. And they're in hurry-up mode. Janis again to the 15 again. 6.
Go back and take a look at that pass previously to Jeff Janis, and here he is in the slot. He works in the middle, and I'm not sure why Rodgers didn't get him the ball right away. And like I said, I mean, he's just not seeing the field the way I'm used to seeing him. He would pick out a guy immediately as soon as they're open, and he's just late on throws, and it's made a difference in completions and incompletions in a lot of these plays.
First 2 catches of the year for Janis. And inside the 5, it's first and goal on the completion of Montgomery, who's putting together a huge game. That is his 9th reception for better than 90 yards.
Well, they go right back to the middle of the field, and Montgomery this time is the guy who's able to get inside, and Rodgers does this time pull the trigger immediately, which gives Montgomery an opportunity to run after the catch.
Down at the 2 and no Eddie Lacy. Empty backfield.
And
Rodgers loses the football, and Bulaga was there initially, but I don't think he got it in. Critical turn. It looked like David Irving, number 95, stripped it away. And the Cowboys covered up inside the 5. Wow.
This is for everyone. Are you ready? We'll take 16 million tickets, 50,000 foam hats, 2 million of those, and 1 million with cheese.
Hot dog, hot dog. What do you want? Hot dog.
3 million hot dogs and goosebumps. We'll need billions of goosebumps. 1 million pre-game rituals.
Are you done?
What else do we need? Jerseys. We'll take all of them. And one almost perfect plan. Click, tap, dip, or swipe. Choose Visa, official payment partner of the NFL.
You love all-day breakfast.
I love all-day breakfast.
But you don't love that you can't get all your favorites all day.
I don't love that.
But now you're going to love that you can get more all day, like McGriddles.
I love McGriddles.
So you'll have to find something else to not love, like exploding fist bumps. Or forgetting what you were about to do.
Wait, what was I about to do?
Or when people say you look like
James Lipton. Oh man, it's uncanny.
Get more choices you love now with all-day breakfast. Is that for you right here in your voice?
What you hear is excitement. Any questions?
He's not feeling well. You might want to use this one. Jack Reacher, rated PG-13.
Leave now, or I'll be forced to have to call the police.
Hello? We're already here.
Have that patent.
Is that guy?
That is my new assistant.
Denzel?
The Weapon, all new Wednesday. Or watch anytime on demand on Fox Now.
Last time the Cowboys started to drive inside their own 5-yard line was in the final minute of the first half. And they went 97 yards. Ezekiel Elliott for 2. Let's go back to the Rodgers fumble. A big one at that.
Well, this was a design quarterback draw. As you're going to see, it's 1-2 and then take it. And the Cowboys are running a spy with Justin Durant. So he fills the hole, and it forces Rodgers to then go to his right. Bulaga has a chance, but these big guys, they're not used to handling the football, and it was unable to get it. And Eddie Lacy over on the sidelines on that play, but when they broke the huddle and went empty, I was thinking surely they're not going to run a quarterback draw, but that's what was called. But having said that, Rodgers got to hang on to the football.
Second down, play action. for the home run ball.
Oh! Mother. Come on.
Gibson in coverage there. We brought up earlier. Suspended the first 4 games of the season.
Well, he had a chance. I mean, Prescott lays this thing out with another double move against Goodson, who has not been playing as we talked about earlier, and he puts it right in his hands. It's just that Butler's unable to secure it. But a perfectly thrown ball and a deep shot you don't see a lot of from the Cowboys, but I like the call from Scott Linehan. Backed up. They're thinking you're going to be conservative and try to run the football on 2nd and long, and they take the shot and have it. It's unable to make the play.
And they need to get to the 14 for a first down. 3rd and 8.
And it's intercepted by Morgan Burnett.
First career interception thrown by Dak Prescott, and it comes deep inside his own territory, putting the Packers back in business.
Good coverage by Morgan Burnett on tight end Jason Witten. And I don't know if Prescott thought that Witten was going to work straight back to him, but as you're going to see Witten at the top of this route, he works more to the middle of the field. A little bit of a grab there by Burnett as Witten's coming out of it, but the ball clearly behind him and just not on the same page, and an interception by Morgan Burnett.
So the string comes to an end at 177 pass attempts to start a career, an NFL record before throwing an interception.
Well, Burnett bails out this offense, and Aaron Rodgers. We saw the Cowboys before the end of the first half go 97 yards for a touchdown, and they got the ball backed up, but defense not only makes a stop, they give the ball right back to the offense.
And look who's back in the game, Eddie Lacy.
That full house back to him.
We're 19! We're 19!
Mark D!
Looking to get back to the line of scrimmage. Jack Crawford. In on the stop.
Was that
defense. You know, they're talked about as far as what their ranking is, but one thing they definitely do is they play hard. Rod Marinelli's defense has always given great effort.
Fox NFL Sunday returns after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. Can Rodgers and the Packers cash in on the pick? We'll know in a moment. Oh my goodness! More postseason match.
Dodgers Cubs Game 2 tonight on FS1. Telecast sponsored by T-Mobile One.
Man, get this shit off my timeline.
Everybody's racing to DQ for the Trace Tacos combo. That's 3 of DQ's famous Texas T-brand tacos, plus a big old soft drink, all for just $4.99. And don't forget to try our delicious chicken and dumplings.
Saving season and football season happen the same time every year. Save big during model year-end closeout on Ford F-Series, Chevy Silverado, and Dodge Ram by clicking on TruckvilleTexas.com, where you'll find the best fun line and the lowest prices in the area. Drive them all in Truckville. Worldwide RV has new Wolf Pop toy haulers just in time for hunting season for only $10,995. You heard right, just $10,995. You can't beat that. Shop the biggest selection of toy haulers, fifth wheels, and bumper pulls in the area. Worldwide RV, Highway 69 North, Lumberton.
How's it going? Hi. Today we're going to be comparing the roll-form steel bed of the Chevy Silverado to the aluminum bed of this competitor's truck. Awesome. Let's see how the aluminum bed of this truck held up.
Wow, that's a good size puncture. You're aluminum now, you're gonna go, ooh.
Let's check out the Silverado's steel bed.
Wow. Yeah, a couple dents. I'd expect more dents.
It's truck month. Make a strong decision. Find your tag and get over $11,000 total value on this Silverado Texas edition. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
Everybody's racing to DQ for the Trace Tacos combo. That's 3 of DQ's famous Texas T-brand tacos, plus a big old soft drink, all for just $4.99. And don't forget to try our delicious chicken and dumplings.
KFTM 6 News on Fox, your source for breaking news and investigative reports.
Prescott a pair of touchdowns. He's just thrown his first career interception. Rodgers is still in search of his first touchdown pass in the second half of a game this year. They'll take any touchdown, however they can get it right now. Trailing as we begin the fourth quarter at Lambeau Field, 20-6. Early movement, and a throw to the end zone, and it Randall Cobb wide open. And Rogers is wondering why no penalty flag was thrown. It was not.
I am too. I thought they clearly got him right in the middle. Tell exactly who it was that they got. It looked like it might have been Cedric Thornton there in the middle, but I thought it was a penalty as well. And Rogers thought that he had a free play, but even with that, you got to hit the open guy. You got an open receiver, Cobb, in the end zone for a touchdown, and he airmails him.
And now it's 30-10. Rogers a pump fake and the ball batted down at the line of scrimmage. So you get the takeaway on the interception thrown by Prescott. And it's a field goal try again.
And again, this crowd's just not happy about it.
Hey, what David Irving is turning out to make some huge plays for this Cowboy defense.
Well, big stop there, big stop by this defense. You know, with outstanding field position to only give up a field goal opportunity.
Rugby from 30-40 yards out. And it is good, but that's all the Packers can muster so far. Brett Favre, the Hall of Fame, will join us when we come back. Dallas in front, 20-9.
Only those who dare drive the world forward. The Cadillac CT6. I jumped at the chance to take the DNA test through Ancestry, and my results ended up being African, European, and Asian. It was great because it confirmed what I knew in my gut with a little surprise. Ancestry helped give me a sense of identity.
All right, we're going to take it for the tour. First floor, bun. Second floor, 2 patties. Third floor, penthouse, 6 strips of bacon, sesame seed roof. Sunset.
Try the new Bacon King with a half pound of beef and 6 strips of crispy bacon. It's truly the Bacon King, only at Burger King.
Alexa, ask 1-800-Flowers to order Tina Roses.
Okay.
Alexa, ask Uber for a ride.
Mom, look what I found.
Alexa, Wikipedia Poison Oak.
Poison oak is a woody vine that can cause rashes. Aren't they pretty?
The final contest. The final chance to win your vote. Chris Wallace moderates the final presidential debate. Wednesday on Fox News Channel, America's election headquarters.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Cadillac and by the new Bacon King sandwich, only at Burger King.
All-time greats, and look, when you're in my spot right now and you got Brett Favre and Troy Aikman, I'm just going to shut up. Troy, go ahead. Brett, it's great to have you with us, man. It's great to have you with us.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me. It's nice to be back here and to be honored again. So, what a special feeling.
You look inside some of the numbers, and obviously they speak for themselves. But look at these two guys that I have the privilege of standing next to right now.
There's one that stands out to me a little more than the other one.
You mean the
Sully's
second
over
one
here
there?
laughing. He knows. Yeah, and too many times it was him beating up with me. I was going to say, yeah, and we had some great matchups during those years, and all those games that were played in Dallas. And now it seems whenever these two teams meet, they're playing here at Lambeau. I know you wish it was like that.
I don't know. You know what, Troy? I don't know if we can beat you guys. We came close, but y'all were as a complete team as I've ever seen, and I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I mean, y'all to play with y'all like we did a couple of times was pretty special, and we'd love to have beaten you. We'd love to have played you here, but I don't know. I mean, y'all were good. really good.
Well, talk about what it meant to come back here today. A little better weather than the last time you were here in November.
I was kind of, you're absolutely right, but I was kind of hoping for some sleet or something.
That'd be Lambeau-esque, right?
I mean, come on.
It's the way it's supposed to be in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's a little mild today. Although Dallas is not making it mild.
Quick hit goes to Beasley. He'll be short on a second down throw. You had a chance when we showed you saying hello down there a moment ago to Dak Prescott. You're still following the game, I know, very closely. What are your thoughts on this young man?
Probably no different than anyone else. I'm extremely impressed with the way he's played, with the poise that he's shown. And I'll be honest with you, I thought coming into this game it would be too big for him. Shows you what I know. I mean, coming into Lambeau Field for anyone is never easy, especially when they're playing, their defense is playing outstanding. I just thought it'd be too hostile of an environment for him, but he's handled it just as well as he has at home.
It's a big third down momentum play here. And they look down the field, and wide open is Lucky Whitehead. He's already made one big play in the game, and now another.
Oh, man.
You said uh-oh as soon as the play fake.
I tell you what, great view from up here.
Well, they go off the play
from up here, yeah.
Yeah, and you see that they're in man coverage on the back end, and Lucky Whitehead, he runs right by Gunner. Gunner takes the bite on the play fake in the backfield, not playing his man, and they've got an easy completion for another big game.
Good play call, too.
13 minutes to go. Whitehead has been primarily a kickoff return man for the Cowboys, and he has made two big plays in this game. They hand it to Ezekiel Elliott. He tripped up behind the line of scrimmage, and a flag comes in. You know, I want to ask you on the flip side, Brett, as we await this penalty call. We have seen Aaron Rodgers struggle again today. And, I mean, we brought up earlier that he's tired of talking about it. We can tell already. Mike McCarthy's tired.
The hands to the face, number 95, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
What do you think Aaron Rodgers might be going through right now?
You know, I think, first of all, if you play long enough, you go through times where, call it a slump, if you will. And I haven't watched enough to be a critic, an expert on what his play's like. I think there's so many factors that go into it. Troy knows this. But it gets to where it's a mental struggle to just block it out, play. And, you know, Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback. That's not going to change. Do you have spurts where you don't play as well? Sure. And then you press. When you press, usually bad things happen again. He needs a break or two. You know, will he get it today? Will he get it next week? I don't know. But I mean, the guy's a great quarterback, and I mean that's the bottom line.
Sure.
Who's struggling a little bit for whatever reason.
Well, they've been spoiled by quarterback play right here in Dallas. I mean, in Green Bay for the better part of 25 years.
Yes, they have, and they've been spoiled in Dallas since Romo took over as a starter, and like we talked about with the play of Dak Prescott. But yeah, these Packer fans have had Hall of Fame quarterback play for a lot of years.
Well, you know what? Are they 3-1? They're 3-1.
Exactly.
They're not putting up 45 points on average, but they're not bad. So it's not like, you know, we can't get a first down. So, you know, I think it's a little too soon to be pushing the panic button.
Well, I want to ask you, as we saw Tony Romo there, I know you weighed in on it this week, but what are your thoughts when the Cowboys ultimately have to make a decision?
You know, I've always been a fan of Tony, and that hasn't changed. But you can't look past how well Dak Prescott has played and how well they've played with him. And so I think to break that, you know, chemistry like this, I mean, the clutch plays and clutch times, I mean, and I know Tony has done it, but I just feel like that you can't break that right now.
And he hangs in the pocket with great protection, and that's one of the things that certainly has helped him in being able to be comfortable back there. And then, of course, the running game. But I'm with you. You play this game long enough, Dak doesn't know how hard it is to get this kind of momentum as an offense or as a team. And if you have it, you better ride it. And why would anyone want to disrupt that? I don't know.
Yeah, and I find it hard to believe that I know Jerry made the comment a week or two ago that
Tony's his quarterback, and I appreciate his. Wow.
We're smoking these boys.
The Packers right now are just outmatched because of injury on the corners, and they run the bootleg with Prescott to get him out on the edge, but you're going to see the route then that Beasley runs.
Oh my God.
It was too easy for Prescott and Beasley. Well, what we do know is it's been a great day for Brett Favre, and we sure appreciate you taking the time to come up and join us here today. I tell you what, we miss seeing you play, man. Everybody does. Well, I appreciate that. I think that, I tell people all the time, one of the things that mean the most to me is when people say that, more so than anything, that they really enjoyed watching me play. And that's what it was all about for me. All the best, man. Thanks. Good seeing you, my man. You're the best.
Once you get in the Army, you hear the term Ranger, and you look at it as the highest standards. I was extremely proud to be part of the 1st Ranger Battalion. When I was deployed, I knew the USAA was taking care of my wife when she was back home. And now I know with my son, the USAA will continue to provide the insurance and protection we need.
They always say, you served your country, so we're here to serve you.
My name is Alejandro Villanueva, and I'm a USAA member for life.
Call USAA today to talk about your insurance needs.
Only those who dare drive the world forward. The Cadillac CT6.
Apparently, Bud Light wants to play politics. Miller Lite has more taste, fewer calories, and half the carbs. Well, that's one easy debate. Miller Lite, spelled different because it's brewed different.
An opening night on Broadway is kind of magic. I'm Beowulf Borat, and I'm a Broadway set designer. When I started designing Bronx Tale, the musical, I came up with this idea of 4 towers that were fire escapes, essentially. I'll build a little model in Photoshop and add these details in with a pen. I could never do that with a Mac. I feel like my job is to put out there just enough detail to spur the audience's imagination to fill in all the blanks. This Windows PC is amazing. Having all of my tools right at my fingertips is incredible.
An all-new Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, tonight on Fox.
It's been a mighty impressive game, and still a long way to go. It's not over. 10:26 to play, but the Dallas Cowboys rolling into Lambeau Field with a rookie quarterback, a rookie running back, who, by the way, is again over 100 yards rushing. 4 consecutive games. And as good as it's been for the Cowboys, off the mark for Aaron Rodgers.
Just another frustrating afternoon for Aaron Rodgers and really this entire offense. There hasn't been many good moments. As you said, coming into the game, 3-1, but it was really more because of what they had been able to do on defense, and the frustration continues. And the one thing that this offense, whether it's been coming into this game or in previous years with Aaron Rodgers, is they have always protected the football, but today they turned it over 3 times. That's very uncharacteristic.
First down throw and catch for Randall Cobb. Cuts it back to the inside, and he's up to the 38-yard line.
Another thing that's made it really hard for this offense, makes it hard for any offense, is when you're not getting big chunks down the field, and the big plays have been hard to come by.
I got to tell you, and just getting away after that catch for a minute. For a guy who grew up watching football, was never good enough to play it. To be standing here next to you and Brett Favre at the same time, doesn't get much better than that, my man.
Well,
that's good stuff. And
you talked about the games that I had against Brett and the Packers and the Cowboys, and some really meaningful games. And I loved competing against him, and he's always been one of my favorite guys. And I thoroughly enjoyed, once I got into broadcasting, get a chance to have the best seat in the house and watch him, work his magic on so many Sunday afternoons. And just a really great guy, and he's been a great friend, and it was good to see him here and see this crowd give him the reaction that he has certainly deserved.
The thing that is just staggering to me, and everybody knows he holds the NFL record, 297 consecutive starts. If you include the playoffs, that mark went to 321 consecutive starts at that position. That's just beyond incredible.
He's kind of set the standard as far as those guys that are expected to come out and play each and every Sunday. And I always think that as we see Barry Church leave the field again, that I think that's the greatest thing you can do for an organization is let them know you're going to be available each and every Sunday. And nobody did that better than Brett Favre.
They run it with Lacey. Sean Lee again on the stop. The Green Bay Packers have kicked 3 field goals today. They have scored a touchdown in every home game started by Aaron Rodgers since he took over as a starter. His career record is 49-12 at Lambeau Field. But a long way to get back into this one. And Jordy Nelson gets his 3rd catch. Aaron Andrews mentioned a moment ago that Bulaga was shaken up on that Rodgers fumble, and now he walks to the locker room.
Well, this is familiar ground for this Cowboys defense. They've been up big in a lot of games in the 4th quarter, and they'll give up those throws. They're just going to make the offense methodically drive it down and keep them from getting the big plays.
There again is something we alluded to. You can hear the crowd. This is a frustrated, they would be the first to admit, a spoiled crowd when it comes to offensive football. Not liking what they're watching so far.
Well, I haven't liked what I've watched so far either. I mean, they just have not been very good, and they just have not. They don't establish any rhythm whatsoever, and no one's playing with any confidence.
Good throw there. Nelson turns it to the inside rather than the outside. I mean, you try to keep every precious second you can.
The Packers, in the month of October, they haven't lost since 2010. They've won 11 straight. So for the Cowboys to come in and be able to do what they've been able to do is impressive for that young team, especially when you have a rookie at quarterback and running back.
Rodgers, beautiful throw there. That is vintage Rodgers on that strike to Jordy Nelson.
This is about as good a throw as I've seen all day. It's tight coverage. You got safety help over the top, and yet you've got to thread the needle. And for Jordy Nelson, you know you're going to take a hit with the safety playing over the top, and he hangs on to it, and Aaron Rodgers throws a perfect ball.
Take it to Montgomery, throwing to Montgomery. Back to the inside and he's to the 6-yard line. They'll bring up 2nd down and that clock ticking to 7:15. Montgomery knocking on the door of 100 receiving yards. He has 10 catches. And make it 11. Or this is Cobb, 18, not 88. So Randall Cobb in the end zone, and that is the first touchdown thrown in the second half of a game this year for Aaron Rodgers. Took 5 weeks to get it.
Well, they block it up on the outside. They get the ball to Cobb. You're going to see here Jordy Nelson. He comes off the ball. He's going to block the entire way, designed specifically for Cobb to get the reception and then follow in behind Jordy Nelson. And they finish off this drive for a touchdown, and one that they desperately needed in order to try to put a little bit of pressure on this Cowboys offense to do something on that side of the ball again.
They'll take the traditional point after a flag is down to make it Oh, we'll wait on the penalty. You know, it's interesting to note, you see Jason Garrett there. You go back to November of 2010. It was a 45-7 rout by the Green Bay Packers of the Dallas Cowboys, which prompted the head coaching change. Wade Phillips was let go after that game, and that's when Jason Garrett was named the head coach of the Cowboys.
Well, as we see Jason Garrett here, trying to figure out exactly what's going on, I think Jason Garrett has really done a nice job with his club. We talked about some of the injuries, some of the things that they've had to overcome, and yet he's been able to keep them focused at the task. And here's another look at what might have been the penalty.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 95 of the receiving team for leverage. The kicking team has opted to keep the point. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the succeeding kick.
That was the right call. You can't jump in the air and then land on an opponent.
Don't forget, we're taking my parents out on the boat this Sunday.
This Sunday?
Yeah.
Not my Sunday.
Hyundai, official sponsor of the NFL.
I live in a nameless town. Blackout. Midnight, where we used to dance. Underneath the early halogen lamps. What all went away so fast. Blackout.
Pizza Hut makes great pizza, but they can't tell you what a gift it is. They took a grilled cheese and combined it with stuffed crust pizza. Eat every slice like it's your last! The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza. Proof that no one outpieces the Hut.
For us, every chair is a beach chair.
With full game replays, you can replay entire games, which gives you more football. Start your free trial at NFL.com/Game Pass.
Today's game is sponsored by Hyundai, an official sponsor of the NFL.
Well, the Cowboys have all but one expecting the onside kick. There's a little pop-up that'll be handled by Whitney.
They didn't get that bounce they were hoping to, and that was an easy one for Jason Witten to handle.
Coming up later tonight, we shift gears over to baseball. Will the postseason streak of bad luck for Clayton Kershaw come to an end? Dodger fans are hoping like crazy. I know we got a save during that division series. Coming off an injury. He'll go against Kyle Hendricks. See his postseason career in ERA of over 5. Ezekiel Elliott. And we go downstairs to Aaron Andrews.
Well, I love Brett Favre saying to you guys he thought Lambeau would be too big for Dak Prescott. I was actually asking Dak during pregame warm-ups what he thought of Lambeau Field, and he said, it's cool, but I've played in Baton Rouge at LSU. I've played in Alabama. All right, but greatest line from wide receivers coach Derek Dooley about Dak and how nothing rattles him. He said his pulse never gets high. He's like Hannibal Lecter. He always just stays so calm. Such a good line.
Well, that makes you feel really good. We'll give it to Elliott again.
I thought it was interesting when I met Dak for the first time. It was before our week 1 game when they were playing the New York Giants, and I asked him how he thought he would feel going into that game as his first NFL start, if he gets nervous or what maybe he has to go through to settle himself down. And he said he simply does not get nervous. And I don't think he does. I mean, that's why he shows the great poise that he does. And I think Aaron makes a good point in her conversation with Dak that his background in the SEC and some of those environments that he had to play in, and they were the underdog. And he's been the underdog in a lot of ways for a good part of his life, and yet he's risen to the occasion. Every job that he's had, whether it was in high school, college, or now, has been because of injury to the starter, and he's never relinquished the job. And we'll see what happens here in Dallas.
Cowboys call a timeout before third down.
Question tight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice to see you, big guy.
Welcome back.
Good to be back.
Warning, enemy Titan detected.
It's game time.
Rated M for mature. Get the new Xbox One S.
You love all-day breakfast.
I love all-day breakfast.
You don't love that you can't get all your favorites all day.
But I want McGriddles, too.
Now you'll love that you can get more all day, like those McGriddles.
I do love that.
So you'll have to find something else to not love, like dog strollers. Or football players who stress the word "the."
The Glencoe Brook State Community College.
Or inappropriately timed political discussions.
It's as if it didn't even matter.
Get more choices you love, now with all-day breakfast.
Introducing the new turbocharged Golf All Track with 4Motion all-wheel drive. Soon to be everywhere.
Both of these lineups have plenty of start power.
He hammers one down the line. Wow, great battle. No rust on this swing. Oh my goodness.
Or postseason matches.
What a night.
Dodgers Cubs NLCS Game 2 tonight on FS1.
Well, by and large, you pick up a first down here. And you're very close to putting this thing on ice. 5:27 to go. An 11-point lead. And they convert to who else? Jason Witten.
Well, Dom Capers, defensive coordinator, he brings pressure. He's going to bring one more than they can pick up. And yet, Prescott's able to hang in there and deliver a good ball under duress to Jason Witten to keep this drive alive. That's pretty nice. That's been a good matchup right there between those two guys throughout this game, Morgan Burnett and Zeke Elliott. I mean, there's nothing he can't do. I mean, that's what usually gives those young rookie running backs problems is pass protection, and he's awfully good there too.
So that's the first down, and the clock will spin now below 5 minutes. We'll see a whole boatload of Ezekiel Elliott now. Still on his feet inside the 40 to the 30. Elliott to the outside, dragged down to the 21-yard line, and for Elliott, that will be his 4th consecutive game of over 130 rushing yards. That has never been done by a rookie in the NFL.
Well, he showed some of his power here because to get to that second and third level of this defense, he had to break a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and he's an impressive young man. He's gotten a lot of carries, just 15 carries last week. It's the fewest carries that he's had this season. He's yet to have a game beyond that where he's had less than 20 carries. Most carries in the NFL coming into the game, and you start thinking, okay, well, how much do you want to, I know he says feed me, but how often do you want to do that? He wants the ball as often as he can get it, and I know the Cowboys, as long as he's doing what he's doing, they're going to keep giving it to him, and yet they don't want to overwork him because he has gotten a lot of work through the early part of this season.
The first question you asked Troy Aikman before this game began was who would win the battle? The offensive line of the Cowboys and the defensive line of the Packers. And there you see some of the savvy play of Elliott going down inbounds. The first 4 games of this season, the Green Bay Packers allowed 171 rushing yards. The Cowboys today, 169. 78. Now, before we go further, Roger Staubach, legendary figure in the history of the NFL, came out earlier this week and heard a lot of the same thing that we heard from Brett Favre a minute ago about what to do. The Cowboys have a bye week next week, barring a miracle here. They're going to go to 5-1. They'll play in 2 weeks from today against the Philadelphia Eagles. If Romo were well enough to play, even if it's a week after that, the way the Cowboys are playing, what do you do?
I just don't think you can disrupt the momentum that this team has. As I said when we were talking with Brett Favre, it's hard to get. And when you have it, you ride it. And the odds are they're going to need Romo at some point in this season, whether they start him or not. When you think back, when Bill Belichick decided to stick with Tom Brady at quarterback, Drew Bledsoe had to come in the AFC Championship game against Pittsburgh to help win that ball game. And odds are they're going to need Tony Romo at some point. But to put him out there when this team, not just the way Prescott's playing, but the way this team is playing, I just know from experience, these are runs that don't come around very often. And I wouldn't self-inflict any punishment to keep that from happening.
The other part of this equation is so important, Troy, and you'll know better than I'll ever know, or anybody watching will ever know, about the importance of a decision like that inside the locker room. And really outside of Witten, you look at this entire Dallas offense, including the offensive line, very, very young. Romo missed virtually the entire year last year. So it's been 2014 since he last played regularly. So a lot of these young guys, they're getting pretty familiar with Prescott now, and maybe are not necessarily, it's not that they want anything bad to happen to Romo, but this might be the guy and the time now.
Well, I think there's some real excitement for those that are Cowboys fans, and there certainly is in the Dallas community. When you look at young players like Prescott and like Ezekiel Elliott, and there's some others as well, but when you see those two guys in particular and you think, wow, they can be with this club for a long time and you can build something around them, people are excited about this club, and they should be.
32-yard field goal trying to make it a 30-16 game. Clearly, when healthy is virtually automatic. You brought up the name Drew Bledsoe. Remembers 2001. It's a replacement business. Sometimes that hits you right between the eyes. That's what happened to me with Brady, and again now with Tony Romo. I don't know if it's time for Tony, but it's something that every quarterback has to confront.
Well, he's right, and I know there has been conversation, and people have said you don't lose your job to injury. I'm not a believer in that. I never have been. Even as a player, I didn't like that. I think you play the guys who give you the best chance to win, and if you're winning, like I said, you kind of stick with the hot hand. But I believe that they'll need Tony at some point. And as I said earlier in this ball game, usually what happens when you have decisions like this, they tend to kind of resolve themselves. I think Jason Garrett has handled the situation exceptionally well. I know the owner, Jerry Jones, came out and made a comment and said when Tony's healthy, he's going to start. Backed off of it a little bit a couple days later. Jason Garrett has not commented on that, nor should he, because until Romo is healthy and ready to play, there's no reason for anyone within that organization to have that discussion. That's what we're paid for, to talk about it. That's what the media is paid for, and that will continue, and it's been talked about for about 5 weeks.
Ty Montgomery's had a terrific game here today, trying to make it even better. A nice return all the way across the 40-yard line. They might have something in this Ty Montgomery. Even here in a disappointing offensive night for the Packers, he's had an outstanding game. That'll start you Sunday, NFL kickoff in America's #1 pregame show. Troy, you and I will get a look at the unbeaten Minnesota Vikings. Owing to Philadelphia, Eagles won their first 4. Now they've lost their last 2.
Well, that defense is for real. And you talk about a team overcoming injuries. They lose their starting quarterback and their starting tailback, arguably the best runner in football, and yet they continue to win games.
Catch me by Cobb.
How about the job Rick Spillman, the general manager? They gave up a lot to Sam Bradford, and a lot of people had question marks about him, and how his career has gone.
Yep.
Norv Turner has done an outstanding job with him, and he's playing good football.
And you know all about that defense. You and I were talking last night about former Dallas assistant. As the ball is picked up, it's a fumble by Rodgers, and then picked up by Jason Spriggs, who's filling in for Balaga. Looked like Irving again stripped the ball. Irving is playing a big part in this Dallas defense again today.
Got a left hand just on it, you're right, and they're banging Roger around pretty good, but just still holding the ball.
And the ball is loose again. And I think the Cowboys have it again. They do. That is a 4th turnover.
It's been a long, long time since you've seen the Packers play this poorly at home. The ball's been on the ground a lot and just no execution on the offensive side of the ball. And looks like his left knee might have been down. That one may come back. I think that was David Irving again who stripped that football. That would be 3 strips for Irving in this second half alone. David Irving, who
ruling on the field is a fumble with recovery by Dallas. That play is under review.
Well, he didn't play last week. He had a concussion. He came back, and he's been a versatile guy for them. And it's had a heck of a day.
They review it 8 times and still
Today we're going to talk about the all-new 2016 Chevy Cruze, but you're only going to answer me in emojis. So this Cruze has built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi with 24 gigs of data. It also comes with 24 months of Sirius XM satellite radio.
Like word, Chevy.
Get this Cruze with 2 years of Sirius XM radio. Find your tag and get 20% cash back on select remaining 2016 Cruze vehicles in stock. That's over $4,600 cash back on this Cruze. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
The storm is coming, and my son is walking right into it.
Rated M for mature. Buy Gears 4 and get 4 free games.
Is that iced tea?
It's
lemonade.
Is that iced tea?
Lemonade. Iced tea?
What's with these people, man? Lemonade. Read the sign. Lemonade. Read it.
Okay.
Delicious.
Iced tea at a lemonade stand? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Marin saved by switching to Geico.
It's lemonade, man.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Booth review, as is always a story on a change of possession.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. First down, Dallas.
Football belongs to the Cowboys. It is turnover number 4. So we take a look at the NFC North standings. All of a sudden, the Lions win 2 in a row, and they go to 3-3. Knocked off the Eagles last week. Green Bay about to go to 3-2. We talked about Minnesota unbeaten. A bye week this weekend. And we'll have the Vikings at Philadelphia next weekend. What about the NFC East? Washington Redskins, Troy, have ripped off 4 consecutive wins. And Philly now 3-2. Cowboys about to go to 5-1.
Well, that was a big win for Washington, no doubt. To keep pace with the Cowboys looking like they're going to win here today, and to tighten up that NFC East race.
Well, the Giants got a win today. That was a big win against Baltimore to go to 3-3. 2-minute warning. Cowboys about to celebrate another win and a big win in Green Bay.
Shoulders, they don't just carry pads, they carry your one-handed reputation. Your city's pride, your fans' passions and dreams. Shoulders carrying father's name. A a mother's legacy, and maybe a chance at greatness. Because shoulders were made for greatness, not dandruff.
You gotta be calm, collected, look your fear in the eye. You gotta be shaking off the pressure, gotta be taking your time. You gotta say,
Jill went to Lowe's and got these stylish floors. They have all the latest trends. I wish I could roll around on it. Ugh. I think you've made your point, Deborah.
Now get 15% off all style selections, laminate flooring at Lowe's.
well, if you want to sing out, sing out. And if you want to be free, be free. 'Cause there's a million things to be, you know that there are. And if you want to be me, be me. And if you want to be you, be you. 'Cause there's a million things to do, you know that there are.
Today's game is sponsored by Fitbit. Find your fit.
Take a look at the quarterback play today. The rookie Prescott, along with his running mate, fellow rookie Ezekiel Elliott, 150 rushing yards for Elliott. Boy, it's a quiet 150 today, if there is such a thing as a quiet 150. Elliott will get a few more carries as we're down to 2 minutes. Well, time permitting, we'll have some bonus coverage coming your way. Just under 2 to go and a wild one. Seattle scores a touchdown and now kicks a field goal to take a 2-point lead over Atlanta.
You talk about Ezekiel Elliott, his day-to-day running the football. This offensive line, you know, they lost their starting left guard, Lel Collins, and they bring in Ronald Larry, who had been the starter prior to them signing Collins, and I'm not so sure they haven't gotten better in that offensive line. But this big group, 3 Pro Bowlers, they just beat you up. You can start out initially doing some good things, but like all good running games, as you get going and you move into the second half and into the fourth quarter, they just wear you down. And this is a tough physical group. And once again, it's almost expected the way the Cowboys have run the ball here today. And I thought coming in, Tom, that the Packers might have some trouble holding up just because I've seen this group so many times and what they've been able to do. But I didn't expect this because I did think the Packers were a decent club stopping the run. Their numbers showed they were number 1. But I thought that their numbers might have been inflated a little bit, but not to the extent that the Cowboys have exploited in this game. And the offensive line coach, he's coaching up all those rock stars up there. What a job he has. He played offensive line for the 49ers back in the 90s, and when he retired, he decided to go into business and decided that wasn't for him, and ultimately hooked on with Bill Callahan, who had been his coach in college, and Callahan brought him to Dallas when he was calling plays the 1 year, and he's been the offensive line coach ever since. And he's got a lot of great talent to work with, but he's done a nice job.
Producer of today's game, Richie Science. Our director, Rich Russo. The associate directors, Jake Jolivet and Rich Brooks. Thank our entire crew, Brandon Tirolaboro and Ian Martin, our broadcast associates. And thanks to Scott Snyder, Tom Barbary, and our entire crew up here in the booth and in Lambeau Field, Green Bay, Wisconsin. And Mike Steve Pack, the mayor of Green Bay, and all his great hosting over the weekend. So Mike McCarthy's team loses for the second time, 30-16 the final. And let the debate begin. The next time the Cowboys take the field, is it Prescott? Is it Romo at quarterback? The Cowboys are 5-1.
2 weeks.
All right, bonus coverage coming up. Atlanta, Seattle, Chris Myers, Rondé Barber, Jennifer Hale and company standing by for the finish of the Falcons and the Seahawks. Matt Ryan, a first down on the run. And incomplete for Mohamed Sanu with Rondé Barber, Chris Myers. We welcome those of you that watched the Cowboys beat the Packers. Here, Seattle led the first half. Atlanta had 3 touchdown passes in the third quarter from Matt Ryan, but an interception off the hands of Julio Jones by Earl Thomas and a Hauschka field goal have given the Seahawks the lead. On 2nd and 10, Ryan for Sanu, incomplete. Earl Thomas delivered the hit.
Earl Thomas showing up now late in this football game. Had the interception. This is an
Let's go, Paul, now.
break up by Earl Thomas. This is Mohamed Sanu right here in your slot. Going to come across, but look at Earl Thomas come downhill right here. Force the incompletion, set up a 3rd and long.
That ain't like time to that ball.
The 25.
He could have really let him speak and laid pine to him. They couldn't even call him. He just felt the minute, let the ball go. He didn't try to push it. I don't blame him. And that worked the play.
Matt Ryan on the run, throws, incomplete.
Leaped on that boy.
Sanu the target. Deshaun Shedd on the coverage.
Plenty of time for Matt Ryan.
Why not they lean on that
And to
ball?
be honest, I think Matt Ryan should have ran with this football. Look at, there's nobody in the flat right there on your screen. He had plenty of time to get 8-9 yards or something down the field. Now you set up a 4th and 10, and this crowd knows exactly what to do right now.
I don't know, he got burnt. Him and, I seen Wichita, him and, Wichita there. Sherman? Yes, I guess Sherman got burnt in the little can. And they got him too.
Matt Ryan with time on 4th down for Julio Jones.
Oh my.
They can't bring it down with one hand.
Right.
Seattle takes over and Dan Quinn is back. He wanted pass interference.
I'm not sure he's not wrong.
He wrong.
You see them working.
He wrong.
The matchup du jour.
He wrong.
Richard Sherman got away with it there. You see him grab Julio Jones' left arm or right arm as he went up to catch that. That should have been pass interference.
That's how they don't like the
nigga. Gonna get away with it.
Hey, Sherman playing dirty. But it don't be drastic dirty, just enough.
Get this defense
Just a little dirty. They get it
the
ground
second half
dirty.
first.
Each team with one time.
Like he would have been able to fight there. Been like, hey man, I was ready. We hooked on.
Clash of division
No, he
leaders,
did
the
go
best
first.
offense of the NFL. Atlanta coming in with the highest scoring offense.
Boy, that man get that
The man with
check.
Richard Sherman was frustrated on his own sideline. When they needed to move the ball most, Seattle's defense stood up on a controversial no call.
I mean, that's pass interference. Richard Sherman's not going to say so. He clearly impedes Julio Jones' ability to go get that football with both hands.
I mean, that's a call that changes the fortune of these teams. Atlanta going for their 5th straight. Seahawks off the bye week trying to win their 4th, and that would have changed everything.
Y'all got screwed, bro.
You know, he's steaming underneath that cap.
Oh, they're frustrated on that sideline, but the offense failed on that last drive, Chris. Matt Ryan had a chance, in my mind, to run for some positive yardage on 3rd down, give them a more manageable 4th down. But instead, they decided to take 2 shots down the field, both incompletions. And we can lament no calls all you want. They didn't make the play when they needed to.
Well, the previous series off the hands of Julio Jones. 139 receiving yard, but he couldn't catch an important one late that was tipped and then intercepted by Earl Thomas. It set up the game-winning field goal by Hauschka. And Atlanta has been away for 10 days. Will head home
with a 4-2 record. Dan Quinn would be the first to tell you don't leave it up to the officials. Late in the game, and Pete Carroll, who worked with Dan Quinn here for those Super Bowl years with the Seahawk defense. Here we go. Outside. 380. That's good. And on 4th and 10, needing a field goal to take the lead. Ball in the air.
Well, this is be the one they'll talk about. Of all the things that happened, missed field goals, big touchdowns given up by the defense, it's a no call on a pass interference that made the difference in this outcome.
We'll have more from Seattle in a moment.
Oh my goodness! More postseason matches. What a night!
Dodgers Cubs Game 2 tonight on FS1. Telecast sponsored by T-Mobile One.
The athlete knows that staying healthy is important and prevention is key.
Today we want to remind all the ladies out there that getting your annual mammogram is extremely important for early detection.
Let's make Southeast Texas breast cancer free.
Join the Mid-County team and fight like a girl.
At Monica Brothers Tire and Wheel Center, we'll always find you the right tire at the right price. We price match the competition so you don't have to. If you can find a better price, just show us. We'll meet it or beat it, guaranteed. Plus, Monica Brothers offers financing with our very own credit card with no interest for 6 months. And when you purchase 4 eligible tires, you'll receive $20 off a front and alignment to help those new tires last even longer. Come to the place more Southeast Texans call their one-stop auto shop, Monica Brothers.
During Ram Power Days, get the best deal from your #1 dealer.
That's right. Don't settle for 20% off at Mid-County Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Get 30% off on new Ram trucks.
Plus, warranty forever.
Shop MidCountyDodge.com.
You're watching Fox 4, Port Arthur, Beaumont, Orange.
Falcons and Seahawks, our Domino stat tracker. As Atlanta goes to 4-2, we'll host the Chargers next. Seattle 4-1 will play at Arizona. Matt Ryan with 3 touchdown passes. Kristen Michael scoring twice on the ground for the Seahawks. Plenty more football coming your way. Glad you're watching the NFL on Fox. The OT, presented by Lowe's, is straight ahead. Stay tuned.
I'm here in Bristol, Virginia, and now I'm in Bristol, Tennessee. On this side of the road is Virginia, and on this side it's Tennessee. No matter which state in the country you live in, you could save hundreds on car insurance by switching to Geico. Look, I'm in Virginia. I'm in Tennessee. Virginia, Tennessee. And now I'm in Virginia.
See how much you could save on car insurance.
Or am I in Tennessee?
You're here to buy a used car, truck, SUV. That's smart. TrueCar can help. It's great for finding a new car, but you already knew that. It's also great for finding the perfect used car. You'll see what a fair price is, and you can connect with a TrueCar certified dealer. So no matter what you're looking for, there it is. This is how buying a used car should be. This is TrueCar.
Hey, Evan. So, you're stuck in a work thing. With DirecTV and AT&T, you can stream all your favorite shows without using your data. That makes you more powerful than a table for 60.
Wednesdays are the new Thursdays.
Or the mandatory after party.
How early is too early to leave?
You're not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere.
It's your TV. Take it with you. Watch all your live channels on your devices data-free.
Take your time, take your time, take your time. No need to hurry. Take it easy, take it easy, take it easy. No need to hurry. No sleeping, no static.
The Corona can always finds its beach.
Introducing the new turbocharged Golf All-Track with 4Motion all-wheel drive. Soon to be everywhere.
What a day of sports on our Fox family of networks. The Cowboys look to stay atop the NFC East, but did they stop Aaron Rodgers and the Packers? While the Falcons and Seahawks squared off in a first-place battle in Seattle. And did the Panthers rebound, or is it time to stick a fork in the defending NFC champs? And coming up on FS1, the Dodgers and Cubs square off in Game 2 of the NLCS. But first, it's the OT presented by Lowe's.
The OT, presented by Lowe's. Lowe's, never stop improving.
Welcome you to the OT presented by Lowe's. Kurt Menefee, along with Terry, Howard, Michael, and Jimmy. Lots of questions in the NFL here in Week 6. A big one probably answered for the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, Dak Prescott. Last game before the bye for the Cowboys. Prescott looking for Jason Witten, but is intercepted by Morgan Burnett. His first interception of his young career. Dallas up 20-6, and then Prescott rolling right, finding Cole Beasley, 4-yard touchdown. Second touchdown for Beasley, 3 touchdown passes on the day for Prescott. 30-16, Dallas beats Green Bay. Falcons, Seahawks, Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, 36-yard touchdown, great throw. Sherman not happy, his teammates have to quiet him down. 17-10, Seattle. All right, come on, let's get into it. Fourth quarter, Matt Ryan, picked by Earl Thomas. That goes under an interception. That is not Matt Ryan's fault. That ball was dropped. And then Steven Huska nailed this 44-yard field goal. And what a great game this was. Seahawks 26, Atlanta 24. Chiefs at Howie's Raiders, second quarter, Jamal Charles. Off left tackle, touchdown, a 4-yarder. Chiefs up 13-7 on top of the Raiders. Alex Smith, laterals to Dontari Poe. A 1-yard touchdown run, 26-10. Dontari Poe,
346 pounds when he gets in the end zone.
Eagles Redskins. Thank you. Second quarter, Kirk Cousins is picked by Malcolm Jenkins. He takes it back 64 yards for the touchdown. We got a tie ball game, Eagles and Washington at 14-all. Second quarter, Matt Jones, a 1-yard touchdown run out the eye, bounces outside. Heck of a ball game, 27-20. Washington beats Philadelphia. Rams at the Lions, fourth quarter. 4 touchdown passes on the day for Matthew Stafford. Golden Tate takes this one, 23-yard touchdown, dances in the end zone with the cheerleaders. That's colorful. That's what that is. We're tied at 28-all, and there's over a minute left. Case Keenum intercepted by Raphael Bush, 31-28. Another great ball game you saw here on Fox. All right, Panthers at the Saints. Carolina has won 3 in a row. So in fourth quarter, Newton's 2-yard touchdown run. It's 38-36 until this 2-point conversion. We're tied at 38-all. All right, Will Lutz, 52-yarder. Can you nail it? Turn the air conditioner vents down. Here we go. Right through the middle, 41-38. Saints beat Carolina. 49ers. 49ers at the Buffalo Bills. Colin Kaepernick getting his first start of the season. Fourth quarter, LaShawn McCoy, running back for the Buffalo Bills, 140 yards rushing on the day against his former coach, Chip Kelly. He had 3 rushing touchdowns, 45-16. Buffalo beats San Francisco. Bengals at the Patriots. Tom Brady coming out, feeling good. Second game, first game to start at his home stadium. Brady to Gronkowski, 4-yard touchdown. 19-14 New England. Brady to James White. Now, missed point. After's no good. Second touchdown on the day for White, 25-14. New England goes on to win 35-17 over Cincinnati. All right, Jets and the Ravens. Ravens at the Giants. Manning finding Odell Beckham Jr. 75-yard touchdown, 17-13. It is New York. And then on 4th and 1, Giants trailing. Odell Beckham will end up with 222 yards receiving on the day. Quick slant, man coverage, outrun the world. Here we go, Odell to the house. Touchdown, 66-yarder, 222 yards rushing. A career high for him. 27-23 Giants beat. Giants win. Steelers at Miami. A bad game if you're a Steeler fan. Roethlisberger is picked off by
He's
that
got
guy.
caboose.
Yes, sir. I like him. 16-8 Miami. And Jay Diary. I got that one.
Okay. 62 yards for the touchdown.
30-15. Miami wins. I'm mad.
Don't be.
Jaguars at the Bears. Howie. Blake Bortles, Aurelius Ben falls down, but isn't touched by Tracy Porter. He gets up and heads to the end zone. 51-yard touchdown. Jacksonville is your final. Jacksonville, the only team to win on the road. Is that right?
No. City won too.
17-16.
And so did Dallas.
And then, but at 11 o'clock this morning, I would have been right. Marcus Mariota, Kendall Wright on a 48-yard touchdown. Thank you very much. Tennessee 28. They beat Cleveland.
2 shows a night.
Hey, why not?
All right, today's top performer, Deshaun McCoy. You mentioned it, TB. 140 yards, 3 touchdowns. Buffalo gets its 4th consecutive win, knocking off the 49ers in big-time fashion. The top performer today, brought to you by Dodge, domestic, not domesticated. Now, when we continue with the OT presented by Lowe's, we'll hear from Dak Prescott, who I think all but wrapped up the Dallas Cowboys starting job with the big win in Green Bay. And later on tonight on Fox, keep in mind, it's the 600th episode of The Simpsons and the 27th year of the Treehouse of Horrors. That's tonight on Fox. Meanwhile, on Fox Sports 1, we are counting down. Top of the hour will be Game 2 of the National League Championship Series. Clayton Kershaw, maybe the best pitcher in all of baseball, that bat back and all, career low ERA, but his best performance was coming out of the bullpen in Game 5. They'll see if he can do it to even up the series tonight off short rest.
My girl Cindy took advantage of Lowe's worry-free 30-day satisfaction guarantee on appliances. So it looks like it's out with the old and in with the new, huh, Cindy? Ain't no thing. I don't need no fancy ice dispenser. Whoa. Where are we going? Where are they taking me? Yeah, upgrade, baby. That's what I'm talking about, Cindy. This stainless steel feel good on me.
We have forks. Kind of like Chinese food restaurants have forks. You could use them, but people will see. Besides, you have 2 perfectly good utensils at the ends of your arms. Ones that are evolutionarily tuned to handle nachos and wings. And if you ever do find yourself in some sort of salad situation, we've got chips.
$415 receptions, over 6,000 yards, 45 touchdowns. That's just some of what it takes to earn this jersey.
I went to NFLshop.com to get mine.
The best place to get authentic NFL gear, NFLshop.com.
Everybody's racing to DQ for the Trace Tacos Combo. That's 3 of DQ's famous Texas T-brand tacos, plus a big old soft drink, all for just $4.99. And don't forget to try our delicious chicken and dumplings.
I was running errands earlier and my car wouldn't start, but the nicest man stopped to help. Who does that anymore? Later, my daughter developed a fever. I took her straight to Golden Triangle Emergency Center. I heard the people there are kind, caring, and help to make your emergencies easier. It turns out the same nice man that helped me with my car troubles happened to be a doctor. It seems going the extra mile is just who they are.
The new generation of emergency care. Golden Triangle Emergency Center.
Everybody's racing to DQ for the Trace Tacos Combo. That's 3 of DQ's famous Texas T-brand tacos, plus a big old soft drink, all for just $4.99. And don't forget to try our delicious chicken and dumplings.
Only those who dare drive the world forward. The Cadillac CT6.
The OT is presented by Lowe's.
Well, that's a shot of legendary Lambeau Field on Fox Sports 1 at the top of the hour. We'll take you to iconic Wrigley Field for Game 2 of the National League Championship Series as the Cubs try to go up 2-0 on the Los Angeles Dodgers. As we welcome you back here to Los Angeles for the OT presented by Lowe's. We talked about Lambeau Field and what an iconic venue that is. Well, the guy who's making a name for himself did it today in Lambeau. Dak Prescott, 3 touchdown passes for the Dallas Cowboys in their big win. And afterwards, he spoke with Aaron Andrews about it.
Well, Dak, we had Brett Favre up in our booth, and he said he thought Lambeau Field would be too much for the kid. Why wasn't it? Why were you so calm and put together here?
I just stayed within the moment. I stayed within the game plan. My coaches, my teammates, everybody helped me. It was a great atmosphere. It's definitely that, but I played in the SEC, so I've been prepared for it a little bit.
All right, well, get prepared for this. Guys like Brett Favre, Roger Staubach, and all the critics out there, maybe even this guy, have said, get the win here, keep on winning, don't make a change with the quarterback. What do you think should happen?
That's up to the coaches. I just come in each and every day, just work my butt off and just try to give this team a chance to win every Sunday.
Good answer. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
I could not agree more, but it's his job. There's no question. He answered all the questions, and it's all the blanks are filled in. It's his job. Yeah, Terry, he's won everybody over. And don't forget this, this locker room, most of those young players, they weren't around when Romo was doing his best work. Only thing they've seen is Prescott played great. I mean, he has just been fantastic.
And here's the thing right now. Not only is Dak Prescott for real, the Dallas Cowboys are for real. They're 5-1. Beat Cincinnati last week in a big road win against the Green Bay Packers today. All right, Jake Glazer's got some news and notes from around the day in the National Football League. Jake?
A couple of quarterbacks here. We started earlier on Fox NFL Sunday about Colin Kaepernick. He struggled today. Chip Kelly would not commit to him to be a starter next week, but that was actually the plan going into this game. Ben Roethlisberger, concerned about his knee. The team's flying back right now. They're going to MRI him later tonight or tomorrow morning. And also Terrell Suggs tore his bicep, but he tells me that he should be good to go. I mean, not this week, but the following game. Guys?
All right, thanks a lot, Jake. Guys, who won the day? Let's start with you, Jim.
Well, you look at Rob Gronkowski here for New England Patriots. 7 catches, 162 yards, most of it in the second half. A 23-yard average. He is a beast. He's a mismatch.
For me, Odell Beckham Jr., Giants big bounce back, 8 catches, 222 yards, 2 TDs. Took the helmet off at the end of the game. Could have done without that in the love affair with the net. But other than that, the guy had a phenomenal game this weekend.
Ryan Kerrigan set the tone early, 2 sacks. The defense had sacked Carson Wentz 5 times, hurried, harassed him, and held them to 239 yards total offense.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Ezekiel Elliott, the young rookie running back for the Cowboys. This was a team that's running with the football, running well, and then you're going up against the #1 rush defense on their home turf. We're talking about Green Bay giving up 42 yards on average, and he busted them today for 157 yards. Not just amazing job by this young guy.
How about Dallas's defense? Who are these guys?
Well, and here's another team. I know it was San Francisco who has really struggled since the opener. But what about Buffalo? They put together 4 wins when it looked like they were done.
They were done early.
We are done here. We will see you next Sunday with the pregame show, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. But don't forget, over on FS1, it's just about time for the first pitch of Game 2 of the National League Championship Series, the Cubs and Dodgers. Go check it out. It's Chevy's most dependable plays of the day. Week 6 in the NFL got off to a refreshing start, but once the action kicked off, it was another Sunday filled with last-second drama, surprising upsets, and superstar performances that kept us entertained from start to finish. Brought to you by Chevrolet, the most dependable plays of the day.
Fox Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League. For NFL news and highlights, go to NFL.com.
Want to get away? Now you can with Southwest fares as low as $59 one way. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency.
Come indulge, enjoy, and give yourself a little love at the Polished Nail Bar. We want to make your salon experience as unique and memorable as you. We offer the freshest trends to keep you in style. A couple's room for making memories. Even a private room for special group outings. Polished Nail Bar on Highway 69 behind the schooner.
Here at Furnish It and Lumberton, the most common thing we hear from our customers day after day is how blown away they are at the ginormous size of our store and how nice it is. You probably wouldn't think from just driving by that we have about 90 living room styles on display, over 110 recliners, around 40 mattresses to choose from, tons of bedroom sets, dining sets, kids furniture, office furniture, and plenty more. All that and the best prices in Southeast Texas. Come see for yourself in Lumberton.
You're watching Fox 4, Port Arthur, Beaumont, Orange.
Fox presents an all-new episode of The Simpsons.
Oh, Dad, why are you taking us Christmas tree shopping on Halloween?
Because in America, everything's way too early. See?
One of you guys! Frank Grimes!
Hmm? I'm the guy who hated you, died from my hatred of you!
Good old Grimey.
To the point we are evil geniuses who somehow lost every battle we've had with Homer Simpson.
What?
So we decided to form this furious four.
Bob, seriously, man, one suggestion? Shut up. I mean, the baby is already asleep.
Oh. Enough! Time for revenge. Most sweet.
Wait a minute, I thought you said Furious 4.
I did.
Revenge! But first, we dance. Will nobody stop these people? In hell, they make you watch them all in a row.
Upgrade season's here! I got my new iPhone 7 from Sprint.
Sprint? I'm hearing good things about the network.
All the networks are great now. We're talking within a 1% difference in reliability of each other. And Sprint saves you 50% on most current national carrier rates. If you got 1% more haircut than me today, would you really pay twice as much?
No, I wouldn't.
Copy that.
Switch to Sprint and get iPhone 7, plus save 50% off most current national carrier rates. Don't let a 1% difference cost you twice as much.
Heroes like the Avengers protect the world from physical dangers. We safeguard it against more mystical threats.
Come with me.
Why are you showing this to me?
Because I believe you can save the world and defend it from those who would make it their own. Are you ready, Mr. Strange?
It's Star Trek, actually.
Rated PG-13. Get tickets now.
King me.
This must be how Odell Beckham feels when he scores a game-winning touchdown.
Giants touchdown.
This must be how Rico felt when he triple jumped Mr. Sanchez.
Pepsi.
An opening night on Broadway is kind of magic. I'm Beowulf Borat, and I'm a Broadway set designer. When I started designing Bronx Tale, the musical, I came up with this idea of 4 towers that were fire escapes, essentially. I'll build a little model in Photoshop and add these details in with a pen. I could never do that with a Mac. I feel like my job is to put out there just enough detail to spur the audience's imagination to fill in all the blanks. This Windows PC is amazing. Having all of my tools right at my fingertips is incredible.
Halloween break.
Chance the Rapper. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
That's a good song.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
Curious. Like Curious
George. We haven't seen Curious George on Hulu. What kind of a 26-year-old lies about that? Oh yeah, a dishonest 43-year-old.
You're watching episode 600. Watch the other 599 in a row. The Simpsons 600 Marathon starts Thanksgiving only on FXX.
We didn't have much in Springfield, but we always had water. Then one day, the rain stopped. Then the rivers dried up, and a drought of Chicago Cubs proportions began.
Attention, friends and neighbors. As you know, I possess all the remaining water.
Why do we keep re-electing this guy?
To take your mind off your troubles, I will sponsor a no-holds-barred battle to the death among our cutest children.
Makes sense.
What sickos want to see ugly kids die? One child from each neighborhood will be selected to compete as their champion. The last child standing on a pile of his fallen chums will win a day of aquatic fun at my personal reservoir. Good luck to you all.
He's wasting water like a Tucson swimmer bar while I'm bathing with a dog's tongue here. Okay, sweetie, I've hidden a bunch of weapons in your suit.
Mom, I can barely move.
I could use a new look.
You just died.
Who are you?
They call me Homish. I'm your coach.
Huh. It's hard to believe you could coach anyone.
If you don't think I can, try watching just a few of the hundreds of movies with characters like me. Also, I sober up in the middle with no difficulty, just like real alcoholics.
Welcome, children. The games will begin in 10 seconds. Do not step off your pedestals before...
Before what? Whee!
What? What did I miss? Oh.
The only thing I want to kill is your sadness. My name is PETA, like the healthy bread.
My name is also PETA, like the animal rights organization.
Did someone order 2 dead kids?
You can come out now, homies.
What about all the birds?
That was me. Wait a minute. We don't have to kill each other.
Now you tell me.
People of Springfield, we have the power. With all our new fighting skill, we could topple Burns.
Or we could do it peacefully at the ballot box.
Ned, that noggin of yours is just what we need.
really should have left it in the reservoir.
It was all for nothing. We're doomed.
Huh?
Rain! Rain! We're saved! Well, could be worse. Oh God, me and my big mouth.
Oh, I just donated the winter clothes.
I'm a god in this reality. Sure, why not?
You know for 24 hours that an unregistered wizard set magical beasts loose in New York.
So, you had to get up with the case full of monsters, huh?
News travels fast.
The magical community is exposed.
I refuse to bow down any longer.
Could mean war. Contain this.
I won't let another one die.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX.
Genius who puts a girl in heels on a subway grate.
Miss Monroe, eat a Snickers.
Why?
You get a little cranky when you're hungry.
Better?
Much better.
This scene will never make the cut.
Get your fall fix with huge deals right now at Lowe's, like 15% off all special order doors and windows. Plus, get 10% off appliances $3.96 or more. Make your home happy this fall with the season's biggest savings at Lowe's.
Happy Halloween! An all-new spooky Brooklyn comes only once a year.
Overreacted.
Tuesday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Fox tonight on The Last Man on Earth. A madman's on the loose. And no one knows when he'll strike.
Oh my God, there he is!
Added to it. BT, bad timing.
Idiot.
All new tonight, or watch anytime on demand or on Fox Now.
In Texas, it's the 2016 Ford F-150 from your Texas Ford dealer. We've got the only truck with 2 top safety ratings, the only truck with a military-grade aluminum alloy body, and the only truck with the brains to back up a trailer on its own. Because we know in Texas, only the best will do. And F-150 is the best in Texas. Now get 0% for 72 months on F-150 or $11,150 total savings plus 5.